Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Anthony, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a beginner's guide on iMovie. Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a YouTube SEO tool that helps you grow your channel using tags, titles, thumbnails. It's an amazing tool and it's what I've been using to grow this YouTube channel. So definitely check out my link in the description below. And by clicking on it, you'll learn more information and even get a free trial. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment in the comment section below, but let's get into the actual topic of the video. iMovie is a editing software that comes with your Mac, and it is incredibly powerful. Now, typically I use Final Cut Pro, but there are a lot of similarities between Final Cut Pro and iMovie. And iMovie is actually what I got started with when I first got a Mac before later upgrading to Final Cut. So I do know iMovie very well, and it is still to this day one of my favorite editing softwares there is. So guys, let's get started with the video. There's a lot to go over, and I want to make sure that we go over it as quickly and as easily as possible. So the first thing you want to do is start a new library. A library is where all your projects are going to be and where all your clips are going to be for a set thing. So for me personally, in Final Cut Pro, I use libraries to organize my different projects that I'm working on. So to start a new iMovie library, what you want to do is go up to File, Open Library, and New. Once you're in here, you can type in what you want the library's name to be. I'm going to call it Test. So there we go. There's our test library. And what we're going to do now is import the media to this library. Hit this button right here, Import Media, or go up to File and Import Media. Okay guys, so now that you've found the video clips that you want to use in your iMovie library, you can go through them and actually preview them here in the importer. So for example, if I want to preview this clip, I just hit the play button. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to select all of these clips except for this JPEG here, this random picture, and hit the import selected button. Once you hit import selected, if you go over here, you're going to see a little progress circle. If you press on it, it's going to show you the activity that is going on. As you can see, it's importing 1 out of 9 video clips. So I'm going to let this go and import. This can take a few minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to do a quick ad break. And when I come back, we're going to start a project and edit the video. I'm going to show you guys how to apply text, color correct, all that good stuff that you're going to need to know. So definitely stay tuned. Now we've got all the clips imported into iMovie, so here you can see them all right here. And if you press on a clip, you can actually preview it here on the right side. So basically, this is very similar to Final Cut Pro. If you look at this, all your clips are going to be up here on the left. This test represents the library. This right here with the date represents the event. And actually, if we do a hard press on it, you can change the name of it. So we're going to name it Sedona because that's the location where these clips were captured. So guys, I'm popping in real quick because I actually filmed the whole tutorial already and forgot to show you guys how to access your project media. So right here it says project media. This represents your project. My movie 1 is the name of my project right here. If I go up here to where it says projects with an arrow and I press on it, it's going to show me all my projects here, and I can even create a new project. A project basically represents your edits in your movie. So this right here is a project. So that's basically what projects mean. If I want to rename this, if I hit these 3 dots, I can actually rename the project to what I want. So I'm going to call it Sedona, and it shows you how long the project is and when it was created. But you can also do other things like duplicate the project, delete it, copy to another library, move to library. I feel like those mean the same thing, but maybe I'm wrong. You can share the project, so that basically means exporting it so that you can upload it to YouTube, open it, or play it. So if I hit play, it'll just open the project and start playing the movie. But anyway guys, that is how you create a project in iMovie. Let's get back to the rest of the tutorial. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually start dragging clips into the timeline. So I'm going to start by dragging this entire clip into the timeline right here. And as you can see, it looks really small in the timeline. You can actually adjust what the timeline looks like right here. So I like to find the right size. I feel like even that looks, it's either really small or a little bit bigger there. So I guess we'll go with the bigger one. It's better to actually see more of the clip that you're working with. And if I run the mouse over this clip, you can see I can scrub through the video, and with this you can make really quick edits. So I can actually chop this long video clip up into multiple different clips, because when I was filming with the drone, I just hit the record button for about 5 minutes and just was flying around capturing different shots, and I knew later on in post I would go back and cut them up into smaller shots. So that's what I'm going to do here. So we're going to go to the beginning of this clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the space bar, and as you can see I was starting off here with the camera aiming down, but then I abruptly, somewhere right there, I abruptly changed the camera view, and this is the shot I'm going for. So I'm going to hit the space bar, I'm going to select where I want to cut this, and all I'm going to do is press Command B on your Mac keyboard. And once you do that, that is going to make the cut in between this clip right here. And this part of the clip I don't want, I can select it, make sure that it's highlighted and that this part isn't highlighted, make sure this part is highlighted, and press delete. And that'll just get rid of that altogether. And as you can see here, if I press the space bar, it just starts out now with this clean looking shot toward the red rocks. So now eventually this shot will end too, and I want to make sure that I scrub through here and find, see right here is the end of that shot right there. So I'm going to press down with the mouse again in this spot, and I'm going to do Command B again, and I just cut that there. So now this is our first official clip. Now I'm going to cut up more clips using that same method, and when I come back I'm going to show you guys how you can reorder these clips in the timeline. Okay guys, so I just cut up the clip into a bunch of smaller clips that are usable clips. So if I start here, for example, you can see I cut this clip up, and it really is nice. It's a nice dynamic shot of the red rocks in Sedona along the Soldier Pass trailhead, and look at that, it's just a great shot. So now what I want to do is I want to reorder these clips. I want to open up this video with this clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select and just click and drag it to the beginning of the timeline here. In this longer clip here, I want to drag this to the back, so I'm going to do the same thing there. And I'm just going to basically order these the way that I want to order them. So I like this order, and I'm going to leave it like that. So now what you want to do is you want to color correct these clips, and with iMovie they have great color correcting tools that make it super easy. So what you can do is you can select the clip and then go up here to the upper right, and you will see this magic wand. If you select that, it'll improve the video and audio quality of the selected clip. So I'm going to do that just to show you guys what it does, and I selected it and it looks like it already applied. So as you can see, if I turn it off, you can see it becomes a little bit duller. If I turn it on, it really does add a nice pop of color. I actually really like how that looks. But say you want to do it manually, you can do that as well. Select the clip that you want to do manually, go up here to what looks like a palette, and it's called color correction. In here you can adjust the contrast, you can adjust the saturation, and you can adjust the warmth or temperature to make it cooler or warmer. So with this clip, I'm going to adjust the saturation, and I'm going to adjust the warmth, and then maybe I'll play with the contrast just a little bit to see what it does. But as you can see, you can really play around with this and find the right medium for you. This right here in the middle looks like it takes the blacks down a little bit. So we can take a look at our new color correcting clip right there. Now say you want to apply this change to every single clip in the timeline. That is very easy to do. So what you want to do is you want to select the clip, go up to edit, hit copy. Then after you do that, select the clips that you want to apply this to. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to go up to edit, and then I'm going to go down to paste adjustments and select color correction. Now if you go to every single clip, it should match and have the same exact color correction settings for each clip. So that's a nice way to keep consistency across your entire project within iMovie. Okay guys, so now that I've showed you guys how to drag your clips into the timeline, chop them up, add some color correction, now it's time to show you guys how you can make it look even better with transitions and text. So this is a very easy thing to do within iMovie, and I'm about to show you guys how to do it right now. So up here at the top, you're gonna see a titles, backgrounds, and transitions tab. If I go to the transitions tab, you can see you have access to a bunch of basic transitions, including cross dissolve, cross blur, fade to black, fade to white, spin in. So you have access to a lot of these different transitions. Now personally, I like to keep it basic with cross dissolve or cross blur. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to do cross blur to open it up. So you just click and drag it and place it really wherever you want, in between clips, at the beginning of the timeline, even at the end of the timeline to end out the video. But I'm going to put this one at the beginning. And as you can see, if you hover over it, you see a 1.0s. That means it's 1 second transition. If I do a double click on this transition, I can actually change the duration. So I'm gonna make it 2 seconds just to see how that looks. And I'm gonna hit apply and press the space bar. Boom. Now 2 seconds did look a little long to me. I'm gonna go back to 1 second and we're gonna see how 1 second looks. Yeah, that's much better. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just apply some random transitions here. I'm just gonna click and drag them in, cross zoom. Let's do slide right, cross dissolve again, and then to end out, let's go with cross blur. So now I'm just gonna start from the beginning and we're gonna see how this looks. So if I go through here, I can see what these different transitions are gonna look like. You can just skip ahead here. It's cool, it adds a little bit of an effect to your video. So far I've showed you guys how to apply transitions, color correction. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to apply text. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to titles. In here, we're gonna go with the standard title, and what you can actually do is you can scrub over this to see what it's going to look like. And this is a really nice title to start with, at least I think it is. And I'm just going to drag this into the timeline here. So now that you've applied the title, you can actually make it longer by clicking and dragging out. I'm going to keep this title at around 4 seconds. And if I double click in here, it'll allow me to edit the text. So I'm going to put up here film by Ant's drone, and then I'm going to call this Sedona, and down here I'm going to write subscribe because I don't know what else to put. And by the way, you definitely should subscribe to my channel. I create awesome tutorials, drone videos, all types of content, so definitely subscribe to the channel. So now we're going to go to the beginning here and see what this looks like with our text. There it is, filmed by Ant's drone, Sedona. Awesome. So if I double click on this, I can actually go over here and edit the settings here. So I can make the text bold, I can make it italicized, I can edit the color of the text, I can also edit the font. So if I want to change the font, I can do that up here. So there is a bunch of different settings that you can adjust up here on the upper right hand previewer. But I'm going to leave the text just the way it is. Maybe I'll leave the italics there because it doesn't look bad. And that looks pretty good to me. So if you would like, you can also add backgrounds, like plain backgrounds. So if I select that, it's taking a minute to load. In here, I can actually select multiple different backgrounds, and they even have a bunch of maps that you can put in here. So you can put in 2 different locations. Like if I wanted to start off the video by dragging this down here and double clicking, showing that maybe I'm going from Phoenix, Arizona. Done. To Sedona, Arizona. Done. As you can see, it's a very short distance, but there you go. The video would start off like that. I don't know, it's kind of cheesy. I probably wouldn't put that in there, but it's there in case you want to use it. And then with the backgrounds here, you can, like, let's say if I put the stars down here and I go up to titles and I drag in this expand one right here, make sure it's the right size, and then maybe write thank you for watching. I don't know, something like that. Then the video would fade out with this message that says thank you for watching. I don't know, you can do something like that. Oh wow, did you see that? It like went from being all on one line to that's weird. So if I want to fix that, I'm sure I could by switching this from auto to maybe like 102. Let's see if that fixes it. Yeah, so there you go. So you really can just play with it and make it look how you want it to look. I feel like there's only one more thing for me to show you guys, and that is how to put audio in your project. So there are two ways that you can add audio into your iMovie project. You can either go to your downloads or whatever folder you have audio in and drag it into the timeline just like that very easily. And you can even drag it to be the exact amount of time that you want it to be. You can lower the volume on it so that it's not too high. And you can also make the audio fade out and even fade in by using these tools right here. But there is another way to add audio too, and that's by going up to the audio tab here. It'll basically just pull music from iTunes or your computer, or you can actually add sound effects that are built into iMovie through that audio tab. But yeah guys, that is how you can easily create a video project within iMovie. And honestly, iMovie is a fantastic software. It's very awesome for beginners, and you can create really professional looking media within it. I really think Apple creates the best products for creativity, and iMovie is a great example of that. I mean, I was able to create that 1 minute and 36-second video project in literally maybe 20 minutes. Now you probably want to know how you export it. By exporting it, you'll be able to upload it to websites like YouTube and Facebook, and you'll be able to compress together all the edits you've made so that you can watch the video in its best quality. So here's how you export in iMovie. Go up to the upper right hand corner to where you see this box with the arrow in it, select it, and here you have multiple options. You can email it, send it to YouTube, prepare it for Facebook, Vimeo, save current frame, and export file. You're definitely going to want to hit export file. You could do it these other ways if you really wanted to, but the best way to do this, I think, is to just export the file and then go to the physical website and do it that way. So export file, select that, and here you'll be able to name your movie. We're going to call it Sedona by Ant's Drone, and here you'll have other things that you can edit, like the description, drone video over Sedona. You can put tags in it so that you can find it easier. You can also select the resolution. Now, I filmed this video in 4K, so I'm going to select 4K, and you can even select the quality. If I do best ProRes, you can see it'll change the file to a 7.1 gigabyte file that's really big. If you're just putting this on the internet, I would say you could probably go with high or medium. The compression rate can be faster or better quality. That is completely up to you, depending on your preferences. After that, you hit next, and in here you can press save. It'll start the exporting process. If I do that, you can go to the upper right hand corner and you can see that it is exporting the movie. That is how easy it is to export video in iMovie. Anyway guys, that is all for today's video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, definitely hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you're updated when I create new content. And also please hit the thumbs up button because that will help this video rank higher in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video.